Ciao friends, my name is Joey. I'm so glad you're here. I am opening today my Potomac Beads treasure box. If you've never seen this subscription box before, it comes every month in this really cool magnetic reusable box. I love organizing with that and making labels for those boxes. This month's title is called Fireside Warmth, and it is so beautiful. It is a mix of like the greens and the reds and some like the frostiness that's on the windows in this at this time of year, and it's just really beautiful. Here's our little ingredient list. I am missing something from my box and I'm so sad about it, but I'll talk to you about that when we get to it. Let's dive right into what we have in this box. I'm going to grab a little piece of wire so I can get my fingers out of the way. We got these beautiful super duos, and these are in a red, I think they call it, let me look, it's an opaque red Picasso on these super duos. Aren't they beautiful? I love working with 2-hole beads. They are so much fun, and I always say you don't necessarily have to be a bead weaver to do designs with 2-hole beads, and you don't necessarily need needle and thread, although that's really fun too, but they are just beautiful. That is one of the prettiest colors of those beads I think I've ever seen. And then we got these beautiful 4mm check glass rounds. It's just a little smooth round, and it is just absolute perfection. I love those. And then these are so cool. These are round duo beads, and let me tell you the color on these. These are in a jet bronze. I love this. It is hard to even realize that these are glass because they have this truly metallic look to them, but can you see the 2 holes? So looks like a druck, it looks like a smooth round check bead, but there are 2 holes, and they are just so much fun. You can actually string with these on like bead stringing wire. You can use actual craft wire, or even Brazilian waxed cord is great. And then there were 3 of these. Aren't they just stunning? I wish that you guys could get the sense of what I'm holding in my hand, but these are 16mm check glass faceted rounds. And I don't know if the camera's picking up as I turn it, but there is a little bit of a gold wash. It's kind of splotched on there. It's not solid over the whole bead, so you get this beautiful look as the bead moves around, and they just feel so good, and the facets are just beautiful on those. And then we got these Azuki seed beads in size 11-0. They are a metallic brown iris. I just love getting seed beads every month. It is a powerful workhorse in design, and I have a ever-growing collection of seed beads, and it just makes me so happy to get seed beads for my collection. We also got these 3mm gemstone beads. This is a fire agate in peridot, and we got a 15-inch strand of these, and this is just so pretty. Green is not my favorite color, but saying that, I always have to remind people I have a design background, and the green is a neutral in design. It's the backdrop in nature, and people sort of forget. They think black, gray, white, taupe, creams, those as neutrals, but green is also a neutral. It goes with everything, and I love this color. Green is really beautiful. It's a little bit of a neutralized green. It's not lime. It's not so dark like some of the hunter greens. It's a really beautiful, fresh, alive green, and there's so many pretty variations in this little strand. So I love getting a little microfaceted gemstone strand. It's just, I actually have a little collection going of those as well. And then what I am missing is my Potomac crystal chatons. We were supposed to get those in 3mm, and they were to fit inside these beautiful little Athena cast. These are called micro spacer bead links, and I believe that the 3mm chatons that are missing from my box would be able to be glued in and set right into this beautiful little link. I love the Athena cast line. If you are missing tiara cast, Athena cast is a wonderful alternative They are high quality metals, very high quality plating on everything, and there are most of them made in Greece. And it's just, I love this line from Potomac Beads. So what I did, since I don't have the chitons and I really wanted to do a little setting, I was actually thinking that I might even be able to set one of these little 3mm crystals in there, and I think that would work. Just put my glue in there. You can use E6000 or I don't know, sometimes super glue, the gel control Loctite, will sometimes cloud a crystal. So I might stick with my E6000, but if I could nestle it down in there where you don't see the bead holes, that might actually work. So I went into my stash to see if I had any 3mm chitons or even Rivolis, but I do not. So if you are not familiar with those, since I don't have it in the box to show you, this is an 8mm Rivoli, and they have not quite as much of a point. I'm sorry that I'm trying to show it to you through a bag. Let me take one out. These have not quite as much of a point as a chiton. These are also 8mm chiton beads, and you'll see, just to show you the difference, there's a little bit more pronounced point on the back. I don't know if you can see, and try to turn it sideways, but a 3mm is what was supposed to fit in here, and the little chiton point would sit down nice and deep. And obviously that's not going to work. It's much too big. So I'm a little bit disappointed. And I thought, oh, that's okay. I must have one, but I don't have one that small. So I may play around with what I do have. Sometimes when things don't always go as planned, you discover something even more wonderful than, if you had everything perfect. So just thought I would kind of share that with you. And then up next are these beautiful Potomac crystal bicones. Potomac Beads has such a wonderful website for crystals. It's very organized. They have a section for seed beads. They have a section for their pearls. And they are just such high quality. I do a little bit of bead weaving. I like to make beaded beads, and I like to make little small components to work into my designs. But these are just the most beautiful little bicones. And I love that golden honey color. It's absolutely beautiful. And then this is it's one of my favorite things in this box. This is a disc duo, but I am just dying over this color. Let me get my little paper out and I'll tell you what the color is. But for me, when I saw this, it looked like the perfect complement matchup to pearls. So this is white champagne luster, and this is a 6mm disc duo. So it looks just like a little coin bead, but there are 2 holes in this. And I have an entire playlist for 2-hole and multi-hole bead designs. If you have never played with these, like creating negative space with some seed beads and even mixing in Tila beads and other 2-hole beads to change shapes and kind of play with bead geometry, you are really missing out, because it is so much fun. And you can do this like right on bead stringing wire if you are not a bead weaver or a seed beater. But this color is absolutely beautiful. And my plan for one of my projects is to go through my stash of Potomac pearls and do a design with those. I'm so excited about that. And then this is another one of my favorite things in this box. I'm going to try to pick up a few of them, because this is the Ancient Gold. These are 3mm check glass rounds, and it's the Ancient Gold colorway. I have this colorway in some other beads, and I recently did a necklace, a multi-layer interchangeable convertible necklace with a check glass Ancient Gold bead mix. These are just gorgeous. They look metallic, but there's like a rich gold, there's purple, there looks a little bit of silver, some of that really brushed like antique gold. There's a little bit of copper in there, and I didn't pick one up, but even some blue green and like some teal. a little bit of purple. Like, this mix is so beautiful. It is a very muted metallic looking glass. It's wonderful. I love that little bead mix. That is absolutely delightful to get. And this is another favorite in the box. We got 5 check glass star beads. Aren't they wonderful? I love that coppery color. I just love this bead. I just think it's so pretty. And I love even the 5 points. Lots of fun design possibilities with that. And then these are absolutely gorgeous. Let me see if I can tell you the color of these. These are, these are the, I don't have the color on here, but there's either peridot, some kind of a green, but this is a beautiful check glass dagger bead. And I just love that you can see right through it. I always love beads where I can see my stringing material. I don't know why, but I just think it adds a lot of depth and dimension to a piece. And then these are so cool, and I'm really into this lately. These are check glass nugget beads. And if you've been around my channel before, and if you continue to watch, I am working with a 2025 big trend, which is pearls reimagined. And that means that they will be Baroque pearls and freshwater pearls and potato pearls. And I love mixing those kinds of elements with nugget beads, meteorite beads. This is absolutely perfect for all of the designs that I have in my head these last few weeks. I mean, they're just beautiful. They just feel so good. And I love the little wash that's on top of them, because it almost makes it look like they are not glass, almost like it's a stone, you know, that you've found. It's just wonderful. So I'm thrilled to get those. I love those. And then we got an entire strand of check glass pinch beads. And I just love getting this color because these are another workhorse. You can use these in bead weaving, but they make great spacers too, and they can extend the length. Like, if you have a design that you want to do with a stone bead like this, but you don't have enough length in 15 inches, you can make this look like a lot longer strand of gemstones by spacing some pinch beads in this crystal clear in between. You don't notice these so much. Mostly you will still see your gemstones, but it extends the length. It visually, you know, it extends the length. So I love that they thought to put those in. That is just wonderful. And we got another thing that I just love. These are called Perfect Form endless rings, and they are in 20 millimeter, and we got 5 of them. So I've already been playing with these. I mean, obviously you can take and attach things to this. So I was thinking even a fine gauge wire, like a 26 gauge wire, and you could take any of these beads, the gemstone beads, this beautiful mix, these little check glass rounds, and you could just wire and make a wreath looking component. And I may do that, but these are so pretty just even together. Like, I was playing with them, making a bracelet out of them, just lining them up and connecting them with simple loops, and maybe even the star beads in between. This is what I do when I get a box and I'm unboxing and setting up for the video. I start playing. Like, these boxes just ignite creativity, and the Potomac Treasure Box is wonderful for that, because it is curated and things go together, but you get such an eclectic mix of check glass rounds and multi-hole beads, some focal beads, unusual shapes. They mix in some really cool metal findings every month. As far back as I can remember, they always try to include some seed beads in the treasure box, and so it just really sparks creativity. So I am so sorry that I'm missing one element from my box, but this is still a very beautiful box, and I'm going to play with these components. And so I will put links in the description box to the Potomac Treasure Box if you are new to it and you're interested in getting it. The supplies from Potomac Beads are very high quality. It is a wonderful resource for jewelry makers. So even if you're not interested in receiving the treasure box, don't use my link. It helps out the channel, but the website is wonderful, extremely organized, and you can find wonderful things there. So I'll put links to that in the description box. And also, For those of you that like to have a sort of a kit where someone else has pulled the supplies, curated, and has given you the design, but you just love to do the handiwork, they have a second subscription box each month called the Potomac Kit Edition. And so the link to the treasure box will take you to those choices as well. So I thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody is safe and well and having fun on your beading mats, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao, creative friends.